Chapter 33. A Rat Who Knows Her Name. Meg had climbed the dungeon stairs and was preparing to open the door to the kitchen when the rat spoke to her. "May I detain you for a moment?" Meg looked to her left and then to her right. "Down here," said Rescuero. Meg looked at the floor. "Gore," she said, "but you're a rat, ain't you? And didn't the old man just warn me of such? Beware the rats," he said. She held the tray up higher so that the light from the candle shone directly on Rescuero and the golden spoon on his head, and the blood-red cloak around his neck. "There is no need to panic, not at all," said Rescuero. As he talked, he reached behind his back, and, using the handle, he raised the soup spoon off his head, much in the manner of a man lifting his hat to a lady. "Gore," said Meg. "A rat with manners." "Yes," said Rescuero. "How do you do?" "My papa had him some cloth much like yours, Mr. Rat," said Meg. "Red like that. He traded me for it." "Ah," said Rescuero, and he smiled a large, knowing smile. "Ah, did he really? That's a terrible story, a tragic story. Reader, if you will pardon me, we must pause for a moment to consider a great and unusual thing. A pretentious thing. That great, unusual, portentous thing is this." Rescuero's voice was pitched perfectly to make its way through the tortuous path of Meg's broken-down cauliflower ears. "That is to say, dear reader, Meadowlawn heard, perfect and true, every single word the rat Rescuero uttered." "You have known your share of tragedy," said Rescuero to Meg. "Perhaps it is time for you to make the acquaintance of triumph and glory." "Triumph?" said Meg. "Glory?" "Allow me to introduce myself," said Rescuero. "I am Chiaroscuro. Friends call me Rescuero. And your name is Meadowlawn. And it is true, it is not, that most people call you simply Meg?" "Ain't that the thing?" shouted Meg. "A rat who knows my name!" "Miss Miggery, my dear, I do not want to appear too forward so early in our acquaintance, but may I inquire, I am right in ascertaining that you have aspirations?" What do ye mean, aspirations?" shouted Meg. "Miss Miggery, there is no need to shout, none at all. As you can hear me, so I can hear you. We two are perfectly suited each to the other." Rescuero smiled again, displaying a mouthful of sharp yellow teeth. "Aspirations, my dear, are those things that would make a serving girl wish to be a princess." "Gore," agreed Meg, "a princess is exactly what I want to be." "There is, my dear, a way to make that happen. I believe that there is a way to make that dream come true." "You mean that I could be the Princess P?" "Yes, your highness," said Rescuero, and he swept the spoon off his head and bowed deeply at the waist. "Yes, your most royal Princess P." "Gore," said Meg, "may I tell you my plan? May I illustrate you how we can make your dream of becoming a princess a reality?" "Yes," said Meg, "yes." "It begins," said Rescuero, "with yours truly, and the chewing of a rote." Meg held the tray with one small candle burning bright, and she listened as the rat went on, speaking directly to the wish in her heart. So passionately did Rescuero speak, and so intently did the serving girl listen, that neither noticed as the napkin on the tray moved. Nor did they hear the small mouse-like noises of disbelief and outrage that issued from the napkin as Rescuero went on unfolding, step by step, his diabolical plan to bring the princess to darkness. Chapter 34. Kill 'em even if they's already dead. Reader, you did not forget about our small mouse, did you? Back to the light. That was what Gregory whispered to him when he wrapped Despereaux in his napkin and placed him on the tray. And then Meg, after her conversation with Rescuero, carried the tray into the kitchen, and when she saw Cook, she shouted, "It's me, Meadowlawn, back from the deep downs." "Ah, lovely," said Cook. "Ain't we all relieved?" Meg put the tray on the counter. "Here, here," said Cook. "Your duties ain't done. You must clear it." "How's that?" shouted Meg. "You must clear the tray," shouted Cook. She reached over and took hold of the napkin and gave it a good shake, and Despereaux tumbled out of the napkin and landed right directly, plop, into a measuring cup full of oil. "Ach," said Cook, "a mouse in my kitchen, in my cooking oil, in my measuring cup. You, Meg, kill him directly." Meg bent her head and looked at the mouse slowly sinking to the bottom of the glass cup. "Poor little Missy," she said, and she stuck her hand into the oil and pulled him out by his tail. Despereaux, gasping and coughing and blinking at the bright light, could have wept with joy at his rescue, but he was not given time to cry. "Kill him," shouted Cook. "Gore," said Meg. "All right." Holding Despereaux by the tail, she went to go get the kitchen knife, but the mouse tail, covered as it was in oil, was slick and difficult to hold on to, and Meg, in reaching for the knife, loosened her grip, and Despereaux fell to the floor. Meg looked down at the little bundle of brown fur. "Gore," she said, "that killed him for sure." Kill him even if he's already dead, shouted Cook. That's my philosophy with mice. If they're alive, kill them. If they're dead, kill them. That way you can be certain of having yourself a dead mouse, which is the only kind of mouse to have. That's some good philosophy, that is. Kill 'em, even if they's already dead. Hurry, you cauliflower-eared fool, shouted Cook. Hurry! Despereaux lifted his head from the floor. The afternoon sun was shining through the large kitchen window. He had time to think about how miraculous the light was, and then it disappeared, and Meg's face loomed into view. She studied him, breathing through her mouth. Little Missy, she said, ain't you going to skedaddle? Despereaux looked for a long moment into Meg's small, concerned eyes, and then there came a blinding flash, and the sound of metal moving through the air, as Meg brought the kitchen knife down, down, down. Despereaux felt a very intense pain in his hindquarters. He leapt up and into action. Reader, he scurried. He scurried like a professional mouse. He zigged to the left. He zagged to the right. Gore, shouted Meg. Missed him. Ain't that a surprise, said Cook just as Despereaux scurried under a crack in the pantry door. I got the little Missy's tail, though, said Meg. She bent over and picked up Despereaux's tail and held it up, proudly displaying it to the cook. So, shouted Cook, what good will that do us when the rest of him has disappeared into the pantry? I don't know, said Meg, and she braced herself as Cook advanced upon her, intending to give her a good clout to the ear. I don't know.